Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned.
Miracle Boy Boxing. I am your host, Hosting Cruz. Woo! What a fight in Sinaloa, Mexico, where the defending champion and still champion Eduardo Nunez, who improves his record to 28-1, 27 knockouts if I'm not mistaken. One of the biggest punchers in the history of boxing today, in the sport today, and you could say in history. But what a fight, guys. I mean, I've been watching boxing for 15 years now, and I understand styles make fights, and I can tell when a fight is going to be good before it even happens. In terms of styles, styles make fights. There's a saying for a reason. And Eduardo Sugar Nunez and Christopher Diaz, their styles put together, it just tailor-made for a tremendous fight. And that's what we got. We got 12 rounds of tremendous action by both these warriors, fighters, proud fighters. And it's another chapter in the classic Puerto Rico-Mexico rivalry. This time the IBF championship was on the line at 130 pounds. What a fight. What a fight. Both guys there were a lot of close rounds in this fight. That's the thing with this fight right here, guys. The scorecards, 117, 109, 116, 110. Those are the scores that we read. Pretty wide. I thought the fight was closer than that. Of course, I thought it was closer, but Nunez did. The right winner was called, ladies and gentlemen. Nunez won the fight, but the scorecards were too wide for me. The two knockdowns in the round 7 made the difference in the fight. Definitely changed the scores for sure. It helped Nunez a lot in this fight, because if it wasn't for those two knockdowns, the scorecards, not only would have been closer to the judges, but it would have been interesting. It could have gone probably either way or a draw. But Diaz did not came to lie down at all, man. This was a homecoming fight for Nunez in front of his people. And Diaz came to spoil the party, man. He fought his ass off. He dug deep. He bit down on that mouthpiece. And this is the thing with Diaz. Win, lose, or draw, he takes you in these emotional roller coaster rides, man, where the fight is slipping, and here comes Diaz bringing in some dramatic moments where he's biting down on his mouthpiece. He's chest to chest with his opponent, swinging away to the head, to the body, grinding and digging, trying to landing big power shots. Whether it's a left hook or overhand right, he's chopping and digging, being the warrior that he is. And he showed that in his fight with Manuel Navarrete. He showed that in the Ito fight. He showed that in the Moncho Lebron fight. When he came on late and strong, like how he did with Navarrete, what he did with Moncho, Ito. Same thing now with Nunez. That's the thing with Diaz. He comes on late in the fight. He goes to broke, and he brings these emotional, dramatic rounds. And where the crowd is on their feet, so much is happening, and you always get the sense, the feeling like Diaz is going to come back, land something, and pull it off, but it doesn't be the case. But it makes for an exciting fight. It makes for um, epic moments. And once again, we saw that emotional roller coaster ride. And I said it in my last couple of videos when I made a video about this fight. It was going to be a war. You know, and the fight lived up to my expectations. It was indeed a war. It was a fight of the year contender. You know, Nunez and Diaz tore the house down in Sinaloa and brought in one of the best fights this year. You know, it lived up to my expectations. I'm sure it lived up to many of you guys' expectations. And I'm glad it lived up. You know, of course, I almost lost my voice. You know, I'm still trying to clear my throat. I've been yelling and screaming throughout the fight. You know, pulling for Diaz, because you all know how I do it. I back my Puerto Rican fighters up. But new coming in, Nunez is one of my favorite Mexican fighters. You know, he's very exciting, hard puncher, one of the hardest punchers right now, and he's one of my favorite Mexican fighters. You know, but you know how I do. I pull up for my guys, my Puerto Ricans, and I back them 100% like tonight. And the better man won. The 2 knockdowns that were scored in round 7, I think, if you look at them good, they look like slips to me. I mean, even the second one, you know, it showed like Diaz went down from a right hand. But if you look at that right hand, it was like caught more of his on his shoulder, side of his neck. Wasn't a clean shot, but you know, it went down. Diaz went down. The referee saw it as a knockdown. And they called it, but it is what it is. Diaz won a lot of fans tonight, a lot more fans, because even though he didn't win the fight, he also came out a winner. You know, they're gonna bring him back. Diaz will be back. This is not the end. You know, Diaz turned in a hell of a performance. You know, he had some tremendous moments with his jabs, counterpunching. He boxed well, and when it was time to go to war and stay in the pocket, he held his own, man. You know, to me, he brought it home. He won the last 2 rounds as well, 11 and 12. 2 of the most dramatic rounds you'll ever see. Both guys, tooth and nail, nipping and tucking in there. Nunez with a bloody face in the round 12. Big uppercuts by Diaz, right uppercut by Diaz, snapping back the head of Nunez. Nunez with a barrage of body punches, power punches, a lot of punches by Nunez, thrown by Nunez, were caught on the elbow and gloves of Diaz, but they were coming in heavy because, you know, Nunez is a hard puncher, very hard puncher. So, all in all, man, great fight. It lived up to my expectations. I'm glad these fighters, brought it in and lived up to my expectations, man. You know, I knew in no way this fight was going to be a boring fight. I know Diaz, man, he gets emotional. He gets into these firefights. And you got Nunez in there, who's a naturally come forward fighter, Mexican style, hard puncher. So you get that all in there and you put it in there. It's gonna make for an exciting fight, and that's what we saw. So congratulations to both fighters for bringing in a tremendous fight for boxing. Boxing needed this, especially with the circuses that have been being made with Jake Paul and Tank and Mike Tyson and Floyd. Boxing needs fights like this, man. This is what makes the sport of boxing great. Fights like this. And another classic chapter in the Mexico vs. Puerto Rico rivalry. Mexico got this one. Of course, there will be many more to come in the future. But all in all, congratulations to Eduardo Nunez on his victory over Christopher Diaz in what was an all-out war. And yeah, my voice was a little bit gone, man. That's how excited I was. What really took away my voice was the last 2 rounds where Diaz and Nunez were going at it, and Diaz was having tremendous moments, man. So yeah, still trying to clear my throat. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. How did you guys score the fight? who you guys had winning. Was the knockdowns fair? Was it a slip? Was it clean? And if it wasn't for the knockdowns, in my opinion, like I said, it would have been a close fight either way, or a draw in my book. But yeah, either way, both guys come out winners, man, as they turn in a tremendous war in Sinaloa, Mexico. Miracle Boy Boxing. I'm your host, Hosting Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And it is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.